So before we talk about BPM, I just want to clear some air and possibly clear some misconceptions around BPM. So BPM, business process management, can mean different things to different people. BPM is a methodology. BPM is a technology as well. And BPM is a philosophy as well. So we're going to look at how BPM as a methodology will help transform a chaotic process into a formalized one. So as we've seen earlier about the loan processing process. So basically, if somebody needs to apply a BPM methodology, like some of the common methodologies like Six Sigma or value chain mapping, Kaizen or Lean, you can apply these principles and basically convert your informalized process into a formalized one. So in the slide in the bottommost diagram, you can see that you can see the layers of separation, and you can see the different roles and responsibilities assigned to different people and to different systems. So basically, with the BPM methodology, you can possibly arrive at such a formalized process. But how it helps it? So do you think process owner can get visibility and can he get a loan application saved in real time? Probably not. So we have to take a peek into BPM's technology. So today, technologies in terms of BPM suites exist, wherein formalized process can be automated. But automation alone is not going to help in terms of achieving visibility or control over the process, or in terms of monitoring, or in terms of real-time states. So basically, BPM suites provide everything in terms of real-time monitoring, in terms of analytics, and in terms of reporting. So as you've already seen, about automation, BPM needs to do some things, to enforce process and to increase visibility. So BPM applies a set of life cycle steps, to make a formalized process into an automated one, and whereby it just tries to increase the visibility of the process as a whole. Let's take a high-level view of a BPM example. Okay, so in the topmost diagram, you see a chaotic process, a very chaotic process like an engineering change notice. So very similar to your loan processing application, but when you consider the level of complexity, it's much more complex. So basically, you can see a lot of handoffs between different people and different systems. So basically, with such a process, the focus is more on controls, not on outcomes. Even when a task is done efficiently at a siloed level, the outcome is not managed correctly. And also with traditional systems like ERP or distributed or the mid-range and the mainframe systems, business have to adapt to technology, and business have to always work around with the limitation. So business drives technology was kind of quite opposed to traditional systems. But with smart BPM suites, nowadays, business can be completely driven by technology. So in the below diagram, you could see a high-level, model BPM architecture. So we spoke about the visibility and control. So how BPM is going to provide this visibility and control. So in terms of unified dashboards and reports. So a BPM system is going to span across different applications and and different people. So basically, it's going to span across boundaries and sometimes even organizational boundaries too. So with unified dashboards and reports, a BPM can collate and pull data from a lot of different systems and present a unified view to a manager or to a subject matter expert, as opposed to an application view or a system view. So this will establish a process view, which will provide more visibility and more transparency. And BPM also helps to establish real-time monitoring. So what do we mean by real-time monitoring? So when a business exception happens, a BPM system will enable to take action on real time, as opposed to taking action on something which already had happened. So a good example might be, in a traditional enterprise is using the business intelligence systems. They use a data warehouse to query a lot of data and find out anomalies in terms of business transactions. So with such kind of data pulls using BI tools and data warehouse tools, you basically you get to act one day after something has already happened, as opposed to your BPM, which provides a real-time monitoring and alerting mechanism. So finally, BPM provides an end-to-end analytics. So as we have already seen that BPM spans across systems, it will be able to collate metrics in terms of KPI and SLA, and it will give you a realistic chance to improve your process. And this process improvement is a continuous activity too. And finally, in a nutshell, BPM works well with a mature integration layer. So basically, BPM complements SOA and vice versa. So having seen the